Hello everybody and welcome back to Screen Stars, and welcome to my review for episode 9 of Star Trek Picard, and this episode is entitled Et in Arcadia Ego Part 1. Part 2 is obviously the season finale next week. Now, I've been following this season throughout. It's really been a bit of a roller coaster. There have been some highs in this season and a few lows. And I've got to say, for the penultimate episode and for the whole build-up this season to get to where we are, this was such a disappointing episode. I have to be honest here. I just found it such a letdown on so many different ways. Now, essentially, this episode focuses on they finally got to Soji's home planet, this planet of synthetic life forms. Basically, it's a planet full of, data type life forms. Brent Spiner appears in this episode not as Data but as one of the scientists, basically. And it's they get to this planet. They have a chinwag with some of these synthetics. There's a synthetic that looks just like Soji. Very unimaginative, I would say. And some of them, they just, I don't know, I know they had, it's a difficult thing to say, there was just no personality with any of them. But the synthetics, Data had more personality than these things in his little finger. You know what I mean? He was brilliant, that character. He was just unique. And you've got a whole planet full of them, and not one of them had an inch of personality between them. It was really shocking. It was dull, this episode. Absolutely dull as dishwater. The initial first 5 minutes was okay when they get to this planet, and then they were faced with these flower things in space that were like the defences of the planet, I suppose you could say. They're followed by the Borg cube with 7 of 9. They all crash land. Blah de blah de blah. Picard tells everybody about his medical condition that's terminal, which was a decent emotional section of the episode, I guess, but they didn't dwell on that because he didn't want anybody to dwell on it, and everybody does what Picard says, clearly. There was a nice scene between him. I've even forgotten her name, she's that forgettable. Where she told him she loved him, and he looked obviously really uncomfortable, and then he kind of said it back. And so the start of the episode was okay, and then when he actually got to this, city of synthetics, I suppose you could call it, for best of it, there was just nothing. Dull. Dialogue was dull, and ultimately they know there's these Romulans, over 200 Romulan warbirds are on their way to destroy them, because they think they're going to destroy everything, and so they're going to turn up at the end of the episode. When the episode ends, there's 24 hours before they turn up, and these synthetics think they're getting a plan together, which involves locking up Picard and stuff. I don't know. Oh, please, on the final episode, just give us a balls to the wall action space battle episode. Any more dull dialogue and I think I'm just going to have to, I don't know, bury my head in the sand, because this season of Picard is 10 episodes that quite clearly should have been 6. They didn't have a good enough story to stretch it out over 10 episodes, clearly. That noise you can hear is there's somebody working on a house just opposite there, so don't worry about that noise. They clearly didn't have a story that they could stretch over 10 episodes, and that was the strength of Next Generation. You know what I mean? Each season, every week it was a different story, every week it was a different investigation, every week it was a different journey in the Enterprise and a different adventure, and you had a theme, some seasons running through. This one, it's like one episode stretched into 10, And they could have, I think they could have turned this into a 2-hour TV movie if they were clever enough. So I'm sorry, I'm going to have to give this 7 out of 10. I think the quality's dropped sharply from the last few weeks because I thought it was improving. I'm just hoping now that this season can finish on some kind of high. Give us something, because they've got a season 2 coming, for goodness sake. What the hell are they going to give us in season 2? If they are going to give us a season 2, please make it a more traditional Star Trek show, and not this ridiculous attempt to be grown up and mature and gritty. And please just give us a space soap opera like what they used to do. Stop trying to be clever about it, and just give us the Picard that we know and love, because the Picard I'm looking at in this show is not the Picard I remember. Not really. So yeah, that's my thoughts on episode 9. Not a very good episode. Well, it's watchable. There are aspects of it are watchable, but to wait this long to get to this planet and then for nothing really of interest to happen, it's just criminal, really. What are you doing, please, people? So yeah, let's see what they can do on the season finale. Fingers crossed it will end on a high. Thanks for watching, everybody. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on Star Trek Picard. And of course I'll see you back for the season finale review next week.